Hey, 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 welcome to Whimsical Wednesday live interactive messages here to support the child that lives within to thrive. And in fact, it is the inner child that is our guide at this time, particularly here on this channel on Wednesdays. So at this time, I'd like to just ask that I am a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, with the intention of the greatest and highest outcome for the child born to thrive, who is now receiving these messages. Thank you. So for those who don't know, my name is lisalyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. A very warm welcome to those of you who are new, and a very warm welcome back to those of you who have been with me for a while. So these messages, although they are being delivered live on the 19th of February, they are timeless. So I trust that whenever you find this video, there will be something here for you. And so we're going to get right into this. So on Wednesdays, with these Whimsical Wednesdays, I've been guided. You can go back and look the playlist. I think this is the third or fourth one. And it's really in support of the divine feminine. So those of us who are here as women in this lifetime, as well as the divine masculine, those who are here as men, supporting us to do the inner work so that we can have the experience of sacred union, sacred reunion here on earth, really to support the energy of being the seed for heaven on earth. So we were there in the thumbnail. You'll see two crystal choices. I believe they were shown the other way. I'm going to have to look at the picture. Yeah, they were. So left is the Auralite 23, and right is this beautiful blue quartz heart. So we're going to start on the left. So if you were guided to the Auralite 23, I'm really feeling this energy of this is a time of rapid expansion. It's like the inner vision is, I'm hearing awakening. So you're awakening to your inner vision. And there may be a call for you at this time to support the opening of your third eye. And the first and number one thing that you can do for yourself is to stop using fluoride. So if you're using a toothpaste that still contains fluoride, now would be a good time to change that and find an alternative that doesn't have fluoride. Perhaps you make your own. Because what happens is fluoride, it literally makes us boneheads. It calcifies the pineal gland, which is meant to be malleable like plasticine. And this is our inner eye, the inner vision. It's actually a part of a whole, I drew a diagram of it, probably, I don't know, maybe five, maybe more. I'm not sure. The last 6 years have been an interesting time, and that may be the same for you too. Perhaps you've been through a really tumultuous time in the last handful of years, but the pineal gland is one component of it's like a projector system. So the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamus, they all work together like a movie projector for this inner vision. And so I'm feeling guided that those of you who are guided to this, because it's the left, that you live in a very linear way. We live in a linear reality, and that linear is left brain, logical, just logical, and somewhat inflexible. So there feels for you, there's this need for more flexibility. There's a need for more of that right brain energy, the intuitive side of things. And Auralite 23, even amethyst, because amethyst is makes this up largely. Working with it on your third eye, again, getting rid of fluoride, meditation, doing those things. Support your inner vision. What am I doing? Wrong deck. So, and this is also a time where you're being called, we're all being called at this time to think outside the box. Oh my gosh, and that went and fell. So just 1 second. Oh. But it's perfect. It was worth the reach. It's this inner child attunement. Go within, listen, loving parenting. And that's what these inner child guided messages are all about, is the inner child wants to guide. The inner child wants to restore the purity of heart, restore the original soul program, if you will. And it requires us now as grown-ups, because I'm assuming most of you watching these videos are adults, although we have had some youth join us, and that's been wonderful. And I have a large number of young people who are clients through their parents, of course, with their consent. So, this is about us showing up for ourselves in our adult life. We can't go back and change anything. We wish we could. Our parents probably wish we could. The grandparents before, if they were alive, they would probably wish they could. And yet they are supporting us from the other side to show up for ourselves in this life, so that we can really go forward living from the purity of our heart, the open heart, in divine partnership with Source, God, Creator, universe, some people. I mean, ultimately, it's about a return to God. And God is the essence of love that lives as us and beats as our heart. So this feels exciting, an inner child attunement. We were already told to think outside the box. And we can see on this card here that both the mother and the child have these open third eyes. And look at the child's third eyes. Like, this is direct from Source. And so what I'm hearing for you is that there's no need for a middleman. There's you... The 10 of Pentacles, luck. When you show up for yourself, it's like good fortune and luck are on your side. And we have the Lovers here. This is a choice point. Are you going to choose the inner visionary in you coming to life? Are you going to choose to wake up in this life and experience your life as the divine, as an emissary of love on Mother Earth at this time? 6, our divine path of purpose, the choice point. Are we going to choose love? Are we going to choose expansion? Or are we going to choose avoidance, resistance? It's like I'm hearing all these rhymes. So it's like there's this real need for play. And this is how spirit works. Spirit talks, even, a lot of biblical texts are written in the form of a parable, and it's for us, the receiver, to come to understanding and awareness through our personal experience via our heart. And of course, the mind as well. It's like Can we shift, though? You're here to shift from mind into action, disregarding, shutting down the heart, into heart opening. This is the overriding theme of these messages: opening the heart, right to love, be loved, and heart healing. And your first card out from the same deck is also a number 3. So we've got that 33 energy here, the path of forgiveness, the path of healing, the path of resurrection, as the light you came to be. So the choice is yours. The world is the cosmos is your oyster. And so what are you going to choose? And I love here on this card, we have the feminine in the blue. And it's interesting because, the feminine in the blue and the masculine in this pink magenta color. And I didn't notice that until last week. I believe it was in the star card when that came out. Then I made that connection. So it's like the merging within our experience. And this is what the work you're doing, either as a feminine or a masculine, and vice versa. We're doing the work of restoring righteousness to our roles as feminine and masculine, man and woman in this world, in this life. So the next out is the King of Cups. And this, for some, if you are looking for love, looking for a connection with the other, it does feel like there is an incoming message of love, an incoming offering of love, perhaps as friendship. And those are the best relationships anyways, aren't they? Those that began as friends. I'm also feeling like telepathic communication. So the inner child is in communion at all times with source and the higher self. And so I'm feeling that you are receiving messages that are encouraging you to go forth and prosper via the pathway of personal growth. The Ace of Wands, make a wish, wishes fulfilled. Spirit guided. Spirit's really running the show and allowing spirit in your life to run the show, remembering you are an extension of the divine, born to shine and to think outside of the box. So it's almost like they're saying the left brain at this time is the box. And it's funny because the left brain, it doesn't govern the left side of the body. It's the right side of the body, which is the masculine, right? So the left, linear, logical, masculine, right, intuitive, right to left, intuitive, imaginative, nurturing, feminine. And so there's a need, it feels like I'm hearing tune into the left, to the right side of your body. How is the right side of your body feeling? How do you feel? Is there tension? Are you feeling tight? Perhaps congested? Whatever you're feeling, see if you can breathe into it and move through it, releasing the tension, if you will. Releasing the tension so that it creates more ease in your experience. Simply be here now is your final message. And this is your mandala to work with. And look at the center point. This really feels like the North Star, the soul, your heart. And you're here in the physical form. It's 41, so it comes to a 5, to move through these changes, to restore righteousness on this planetary realm for all the children of light, all the children of God, which you and I are, and, so many others. So everyone, right? It's just awakening and remembering who we are. And in order to do that, there's a lot of the emotional waters that we're called to move through. And all this orange is representing the emotions. And we have the orange horse, seahorse here as well. And so, there may be a lot of emotion coming up, especially with your first card out being the inner child attunement. Your inner child is calling to you to wake up and pay attention, listen, and show up for yourselves in really loving and compassionate ways. The ways that perhaps you hoped or wished the adults in your life would have shown up for you as you were a child. Those days are gone. That's done, never to be repeated. You are the one here breaking that cycle through your own walk of personal healing. So, Auralite 23s, left side. I hope that your messages resonated. Thank you so much. Please do let me know in the comments below. 1616 there, as I was saying that. 7-7, lucky sevens. I just heard, when you start to believe, it's like you have horseshoes up your ass. So it kind of feels like Frank there coming in with that little message. He always said that he was a lucky guy. And he certainly was the embodiment in many, many ways of the divine masculine, and certainly confident in his leadership role as a masculine energy. So now we're moving on to the right, the blue quartz heart. I love this too. This is about, I always want to put it here on the throat. So I'm feeling guided to say to you, if you were guided to the right, it's about finding your voice and using your voice as a tool of upliftment, raising the frequency and the vibration, speaking your truth, and communicating. Yeah, there's something about communication here. I do feel like, as I'm saying that, and then I had put it down and then looked down. And when I wrote my first book, this was one of the crystals that was a constant companion with me through that process. So I'm feeling for you, there's some form of creative expression that wants to flow through you. And perhaps at the time of coming to this message, you've been thinking about making changes, feeling the need for change. These are inspired urgings. You are being called to pay attention to the messages, intuitive messages that you're receiving, because there is a message that wants to flow through you as a channel. They just a scribe of the divine is what I've heard. And I've heard that before, and I've written that down. So it's like, I'm feeling that you are being called to be the pen in God's hand. That's a lot from this blue quartz heart. Holy. And then you will have seen, you probably saw if you watched the first part, I was shuffling as we got to the blue heart before I brought it up. And this is the card that came out, the Lemurian guide. High vibe tribe. This is a 5. The left side ended with 541. So this is a time of change for all of us. And this Lemurian guide came out recently as well, maybe last week as well. Number 5, sister, friend, teacher of infinite universal love, a scribe of the divine. And it does feel like for some of you at the time of coming to this message, wow, Excuse me, just one sec. You haven't lost your way, is what I'm hearing. And if there's, it seems like what I'm feeling is there's a stagnancy. There's been a stagnancy, and it's almost like um, it's like start, stop, start, stop. So you may start a project and then it's not going the way that you envisioned or imagined. So you walk away and never go back to it. And the Tower comes out, destruction. And this feels like self obstruction. So the limitations you have placed on yourself, perhaps for perfection. And as humans, we are imperfectly perfect and always divine. That's funny. That is hilarious. So this also comes to a 7 again, and the left side was, the luck energy, and then they had the double sevens, lucky 7. You can do this. You can move beyond. This tower is happening to support the new growth, the new foundations you are laying. And there's these beautiful guides that want to support you. I'm feeling the energy of the Pleiades, the constellation of the Pleiades, the 7 sisters. There is a wisdom within you, male or female, that you were born into this lifetime with. This is the Hierophant, the high priest, wisdom. And it's up to each of us in our experience. This is number 5. So again, this idea, this energy of change. You've got double 5s. The first reading had double 7s. This is about change. Are you willing to do the deep dive? Allow the tower to fall, the ship to capsize, on shore, of course, so you can rebuild. And the answer is yes. And you have to recognize, this is the 3 of Pentacles. It's about you recognizing who you are. And last night there was a Tuesday night Thrive. So again, at the time of this live, it's the 19th of February. So if you catch this in and around this time, there was a live last night on the 18th that was very much talking about Pisces season, because at this time we're in Pisces season. And there is this deep dive into the emotional waters that is required of each of us, from each of us. And when we take the deep dive and remember who we are and heal our hearts and heal ourselves from the impression of the trauma in this experience and the mark that it left on the child that has lived within the entirety of the experience, that child who is very close to God, very close to source, then the wisdom begins to flow again. And I'm hearing like, put on your cloak. And I'm almost feeling like a blanket being wrapped around you at this time. And it's like, perhaps it's your meditation blanket, your cloak of wisdom, because you are wrapping up a cycle. The universe is your oyster, and you are on the path of wish fulfillment. This is the ultimate happiness, destiny. You are on your destined path. And the one hindrance to that is your willingness to let the tower go, to let the tower fall, to let the boat capsize. And no, you won't drown in your emotional waters. You won't. Your angels are with you. Your Lemurian guides, your Palladian guides, your cosmic family, your ancestors, whatever. All that you connect to that is of the light supports your ability here to traverse the shadow. And it's within the depths of the emotions that the shadow resides, right? That inner child is down there below the heart, right? Inner child, youth, inner child, yeah, teen and young adult is there below the heart. And so it's about showing up for yourself as your friend at this time, because you have important work here to do. You have a message to share. You are a scribe of the divine, the pen in God's hand, the flute that God plays. And you're here to live your best life all of your days. And so no more delays is what I heard. Think outside the box. Get that pen and paper out and twist and shout. So those are your messages. Let's see if we can bring them both together here. Oh, wait, I didn't get you a manifesting card. Just one sec here. And then we'll just get three cards to bring, left and right together. Oh, look at this. Confirmation of everything that was just said. Leadership. Lead with a purpose. And when we lead with a purpose, we're flowing on purpose. We are moving on purpose. And all the inner work we do is for purpose. Great purpose. And so keep going. This is, lead with purpose. It's a 27. It's a 9. It's this hermit energy. We are currently at this time in a universal 9-year, 2025. This is completion, wrapping up cycles. Your final oracle there was the world. The world and the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. This is destiny fulfilled. You are meant to do this. Stop playing small. Stop playing small. You're not small at all. You're incredibly large. Like it's this idea of like we're incredibly small and yet we're a part of it all. I used to have this. Someone bought me years ago. My son's father bought me this little like cherub, probably for Valentine's or something. And you press the little button. It was so cute. You press it and it was like, big or small, God loves us all. So it's that kind of feeling. We are infinitely small and yet incredibly wise. And we are the expansiveness of it all. And we're here on this journey as love. It's about opening our heart. We have the right to love and be loved. Look what came back out. And there's another card sticking out. Oh, right. Perfect. 7. Lucky 7s. Those, and this is like progression. It's like 2 steps at a time. 3, 5, 7. And we have a double 5 here because I've had this one on the table the whole time. And it's the 23, the divine masculine. You are a cosmic being. Stay confident in your truth. Yes. You're not here. We are not here to play small any longer. We are wise, incredibly wise. And we have been shunned and frightened to shut down. Sit down, shut up. No, speak up. Love up, level up. Constantly, continually. Yeah, the King of Swords came out. Ambition. Level up. And again, the king, it's a switch within, right? It's a connection within to the sacred feminine, to the nurturer, as the king confidently embraces his role and follows his passion. The Two of Wands. Stick to your vision. Those who know me, I'm Canadian. I grew up in Scarborough, a suburb. We used to be a borough of Toronto. And every time I see the word vision, I always think of Maestro Fresh West. Stick to your vision. What is your vision? Allow yourself to be guided through this transition, through this phase of leveling up. 10 of Cups, to wish fulfillment, to the completion. I really feel like by the end of 2025, everyone here that is serious about their spiritual journey and living life with an open heart and fulfilling the mission that they came for this time, I feel like this is our year. We are going to meet our counterpart divine. We are going to come together, come into union so that we can expansively co-create and really be the seed of an abundant experience of heaven on earth. What all children of God deserve, including you and you and you and you and me too, all of us. We are completing. And this is that 10 energy. You know, I always see 9 as the completion. As well, I guess 9 is the completion as well as the continuation, because it is the hermit's journey, right? And so those who are spiritually awake and aware and more in tune, let's say, there's more of the solitary walk. You know, you've been doing your healing work. It's rather solitary. It's the work we do on our own. And then as we do that work, then we can put that into co-creative. We can allow ourselves to co-create with the divine as God intended for us to do in this lifetime, as our soul intended to do in this lifetime, as we came here for success and completion. We're wrapping up these old cycles, and you know, the card drops. The 10 of Cups. It's like as 2025 is going to be a great year for us if we're willing to continue to do the inner work and show up for ourselves and act in loving ways towards self, and then that just radiates out. And as we move into 2026, which is going to be a universal 10, the wheel turns, and it feels like this year a lot of humanity, HUE, is working out some karma, working out their personal karma that supports the awakening, that supports the transition off of the wheel of karma onto the spiral of grace, which is really the wheel turning, the wheel of fate, of destiny turning in our favor. So make the changes you're guided to make, do the balancing within your experience, and remember, you are a cosmic being. Stay confident in this truth. And, you know, as I'm looking at this card, look how beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful. It's all this green and then those pink eyes and then the intuitive mind's eye that's open and receiving direct from source. And it brings this balance to the left and the right brain as we co-create. And then this open third eye as we radiate love through our physical eyes. It's such a healing experience. And look at that. The voice is, the throat chakra is opening and speaking of love. This feels like high heart activation, high heart coming online, thymus gland. So with that, I trust these messages resonated. Thank you so much for showing up. I see you. I feel you. I love you. Please do let me know how your message felt. There is a free reading giveaway here on this channel every month. All you need to do is be a subscriber to the channel. And then anytime you comment on any of the content, your name gets put into my little basket, and we do the draw live once a month. So I hope that I will be seeing you again soon. And I trust that something here felt loving and supportive and perhaps a little inspiring for you. I see you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you.